Welcome to our online workshop, and our today's topic is managing IP privacy and performance in the digital workplace. My name is Jasleen Kaur and I am student of Master of Management with Business Endorsement in Toy Ahamai Institute of Technology.
Hi, my name is Jasprit Kaur and I'm a student of Master of Management in Business Endorsement in Toyomoy Institute of Technology. Welcome to the today's session. By the end of this session, you will be able to understand how New Zealand laws and the Treaty of Waitangi apply to HR in digital workplace. We will also discuss about the recruitment performance in digital setting. We also learn about how HR can handle recruitment and recommend improvements in the future. Let's get started with the introduction and context. Now I'm going to talk about how we manage three big things in digital workplace such as IP, respecting employee privacy and monitoring performance daily. In New Zealand, remote and hybrid working has become very common for few years ago. Due to this, HR now faces challenges in this digital age. During this session, this study will examine New Zealand legislation, compare global practices, and discuss actual cases to provide you with evidence-based information on balancing IP protection, privacy rights, and performance monitoring in the organization. So the next is agenda. Here what we will cover today. First one is the digital workplace trends, remote work and technological tools. The second is key New Zealand legislation in which included Privacy Act 2020, ERA 2000 and IP laws. The third one is IP protection, policies, digital risks and case examples. The fourth is employee privacy such as principles, monitoring limits, New Zealand cases. The fifth is monitoring performance, EEPM, pros and cons, well-being effects, and the last one is comparison such as international practices. Moving further, now let's talk about digital workplace trends. After COVID, working from home or mixing home and offices become normal in New Zealand. We now use lots of digital tools like Zoom, Teams, and even AI to stay connected. These tools are useful, but they also collect a lot of information about employees. Because of that, some employers have started monitoring staff more closely, like checking when they log in or when they log out from the system, or how many keys they press in their workplace. This creates new challenges for HR. How to use technology fairly without breaking any trust of the employees. Let's consider New Zealand Privacy Law, the Privacy Act 2020. The Privacy Act 2020 under New Zealand law protects employees' personal data. This act covers both state and non-state agencies. It states that agencies are only allowed to use personal information to act within the law and respect of their activities. Now, if I talk about principle IPPS, principle 1 is lawful purpose, principle 3 notice to individual, principle 4 manner of collection, not unreasonably intrusive, principle 5 security safeguard. It states that the such collection must be just and not unreasonably intrusive. Practically, it implies that employees should be able to find any justification for monitoring or data gathering. The Act also has data security requirements, reasonable measures of protection against some loss of personal information.
So now we let's talk about Privacy Act 2020, practical implications of HR. The first point is breach notification. It is organization are required to recognize privacy that have resulted in severe damage or risk penalties in cases. And the second one is right to information. IPP 6 suggests that employees should be accorded the right to directly request information that is held by an employer about them, and they should be treated with dignity. If a privacy breach happens, the company must report it, and the employees also have the right to see the information their employer has about them. And the HR needs to make sure employees are treated with dignity and respect. And the next is New Zealand Employment Law Era 2000. First point is good faith. The Employment Relations Act in New Zealand provides that the employment relationship is founded on mutual good faith. And the second is surveillance policies. ERA also justifies liberal working policies, and before they actually do any surveillance, Employment New Zealand 2024. And the third one is health and safety, and the last is recruitment and candidate data. Employment Relation Act Era 2000, this law is about good faith. Employers and employees must be open and honest. For example, if any employer wants to monitor workers, they must talk to them first. And HR must also think about employee well-being because too much surveillance and cause stress. And the next one is New Zealand Employment Law Era 2000. Here are 2 points: privacy at work and contractual terms. Secret recording or spying on staff breaks the trust of good faith. Employment contracts usually includes rules about confidentiality, ownership of work, and use of equipment. And the HR must sure these rules are clear. That policy needs to be consistent with the ERA and the Privacy Act, and the information containing trade secrets is best secured by the law of contract. And trade contracts are arrangement ensuring that employees know what is confidential information. And my next slide is Treaty of Waitangi, context of digital HR. In HR, we also need to apply the treaty principles of partnership, participation, and protection. In Maori, knowledge and IV data should be treated as toanga, something precious. That means HR should consult Maori when policies affect Maori data or IP. Here are two key principles. The first one is key principle for HR include partnership, participation, and protection. And the second is practical, consult Tanga on policies affecting Maori data IP. And my next slide is New Zealand intellectual property laws. Here are four laws. The first one is Copyright Act 1994, and the second is Patent Act 2013. The third one is Trade Secrets or Confidential Info, and the last one is IP registration. IP includes things like code, designs, creative work, and in New Zealand, copyright belongs to the employer if it's creating during work. Patents and trade secret are also protected by law. HR must make sure contracts clearly explain who owns what. According to New Zealand, the employer is the owner of the copyright of a work and created by an employee within the course of employment. According to the IPONZ, the copyright holder is often the creator and the work is unless it is done in the employment of another person. And my next slide is protecting IP in a digital world. The digital world makes collaboration easy, but also risky. Employees might accidentally leak company information. HR can reduce risk with strong security tools and the rules against uploading data to public AI and staff training on IP protection. Here are 4 points: collaboration versus risk, technical control, AI, and policies and training. Digital can be improved in is filed and encrypt and access control data loss prevention. And the next is employees are not allowed to add software or data to publicly available AI without permission. And the last is good IP policies and training should exist in the organization, such as demand, NDA, and open platforms. And the next is employee privacy in the digital workplace. First point is reasonable expectations. According to New Zealand courts and regulators, people anticipate privacy in their homes and the confines of themselves. And the second is home or office. It is more likely to expect privacy when staff work at home. And the third is overt versus covert. Open CCTV or network surveillance is more justifiable than a covert recording. And last example is installing a secret camera in one of the toilets and a pub held to be an illegal intrusion. Employees have the right to privacy, especially when working from home. Open surveillance like CCTV with clear signs is acceptable, but secret spying like hidden cameras in private spaces. Employees enjoy their privacy even in the workplace. Hence, employees should have all their privacy when they report to work or work at home. According to New Zealand policy law, surveillance must be reasonable and fair.
So let's talk about discipline, evidence, and fair dismissal. The electronic performance monitoring data should be corroborated, ensure accuracy. So this means that when a company uses monitoring tools like checking emails or tracking work activity, they need to make sure the information is correct before using it against an employee. For example, one mistake in the data could be unfair for the employee. And the next is if a worker is in trouble, the employer must follow a fair process for that. This means they should first investigate properly, and then tell the employees what the issue is, and then give them a chance to explain their side. Finally, if an employee leaves the company, HR should make sure to remove their assets from the companies and system, and collect back anything that belongs to the company, like laptops or files, so that company information and ideas stay safe. The advantages of performance monitoring. The electronic performance monitoring may be more effective, less damaging, and more humane when applied correctly. In this, when companies use digital tools to check performance, it can actually help both the company and the employees. For example, it can show how much work is being done or where improvements are needed. This can make planning easier and help managers see who might need extra support. It also makes reviews more fair, because the system looks at data instead of just a manager's personal opinion. For uh, for example, the system shows real numbers about calls, tasks or quality. Finally, the data can be used in a positive way. No, it's not just a punish, but to give feedback and coaching. If, for example, if someone is struggling in and one area, so HR can see early. So if HR can see early and give them feedback and help instead of waiting in a problem for, so that the problem is going to bigger and bigger. Limitations and risks of performance monitoring. However, not everything is positive about performance monitoring. So now if we talk about employee well-being, it is stressful employees sometimes. If workers know that every click or call is being watched of the employees, they may feel nervous all the time at their workplaces. This can make them stressed and unhappy at their work. So the second one is trust and autonomy. To deprive of the faith in the hyper observation. This is too much monitoring can feel like the boss doesn't trust the employees. When people feel watched all the time, they may stop trusting the company, and they all time feel stressed and uncomfortable at their workplaces. The next is privacy intrusion. Personal information is collected, either it is uh, fake or real, which can lead to the breach of privacy. It is also the feels like spying if monitoring is not explained properly. Employees may feel like they are being secretly spied on. This creates a negative workplace culture. And the last is precision and data bias. This is about the misses the real story. Data only shows numbers and not reasons. For example, the system may show that an employee took a long break, but it didn't show that the employee was sick or helping a colleague at their workplace. Let's compare the international companies how they collect and use personal data. So for the first one is Europe. If we talk about the Europe, in Europe, workers have very strong privacy rights. Employer must have a clear legal reason before collecting or using any personal data like emails, IP addresses, or phone numbers. If companies break the rules, they can get very big fines. So the second one is New Zealand. New Zealand has privacy laws too, but they are not as strict as the Europe. The law is similar with the Europe, but the employers to be fair, safe, and accurate with the data. But the penalties and rules are more lighter as compared to the Europe. If I talk about the USA, the United States of America, in the US there is no one big privacy laws for the whole country. Employers often have more power to monitor workers. Some states, like other states in the US, do have stronger privacy rules, but most places give more control to companies than to the employees. So if we talk about the other countries such as Germany and UK, if we talk about Germany, if an employer wants to monitor works, they must first get consent from the workers and from the council like a union. But if I talk about the UK, the privacy regulator says monitoring is okay only if it is transparent and not excessive, which is clear to the employees. If I talk about in the short, Europe protects workers' privacy the most. New Zealand is in the middle, and the US protects workers the least. In some other countries, union must agree before monitoring. HR in New Zealand can learn from these examples to find the right balance.
And my next point is practical recommendations. First point is develop clear policies. Whether or not the policies need to be changed should be discussed with employees or unions. In clear policies, HR should write simple and clear rules about things like who owns the work employees create, IP, and the second is how company data can be used, and the third is when and how monitoring will happen. And the second point is ensure transparency. Be transparent while explaining the purpose and extent of monitoring in writing. Examples: put sign if there are cameras and inform staff if their emails or computer use are being monitored. And my next slide about practical recommendations, limit and secure data. Focusing on securing data by collecting only the data that is needed. Only collect the information you really need, not everything, and store it safely with passwords and encryption and access limits. And delete old data when it's no longer needed. And the last one is train and educate, provide training and privacy and IP. Research has shown that nothing can stop the abuse of new technology better than properly policies, training, and education. Teach employees about the first point is protecting company information and using AI tools and cloud safety. And the last is their privacy right and responsibilities. And training build trust, staff feel respected and know how to avoid mistakes. At last, it's our conclusion. The most important point is balance. Companies need to protect their information and make sure staff are doing their work. but at the same time, they must follow the law and treat employees fairly. HR should always base decisions on real evidence and proper policies, not just assumptions. These policies should also be checked and updated regularly because technology and law keep changing. Finally, HR should focus on building trust, and when employees feel respected and trusted, they are more loyal and motivated. This way, the company keeps its data safe and follows the rules and also keeps staff happy and healthy. And here are references.
So thank you. This is our work. Hope you like it.